everyone, Lou here. So as I mentioned in my best anime video, I absolutely love Rozen Maiden, but I've noticed it doesn't get the love I think it deserves. I mean, one character became popular for a while due to a meme involving her speech pattern in the Japanese version, and Shinku is deemed an iconic design, but other than that, the anime itself never really became popular. So my job here is to bring back its popularity. Keep in mind that during this video that I am talking about the first season of the original 2004 anime. The 2013 remake has nothing to do with the first anime and is a remake of the series to follow the manga. So that's why it won't be really talked about here. I'm also not going to talk about Troimond, which is its second season, as it kinda needs its own video someday. I would also like to explain here that I will be spoiling the entire anime during this. I mean, I'm probably not gonna leave out details I don't think matter, but the overall plot will be immensely spoiled since I really can't avoid spoilers for the gosh damn life of me. So roll that intro and let's get started. Sakurada is a young boy who's locked himself in his room for about a year after a traumatic event that caused him to become a hikikomori. His sister Nori tries to get him to come out of his room and be the social boy he once was again, but he refuses to do so. Since he doesn't have much to do all day since he's locked himself in his room, Jun just buys a bunch of random junk online and one day finds a letter in his desk saying, "Will you wind or not wind?" Thinking it's some cool junk, he circles wind and immediately turns around to see a doll in a trunk that comes to life the minute he winds her up. The doll he woke up is Shinku, the 5th Rozen Maiden doll. Rozen Maiden dolls are rumored beautiful dolls, only 7 made, that were crafted by a doll maker named Rozen. No one actually thought they existed, for no one actually saw a Rozen Maiden doll before, and it's been a rumor like that for centuries. With Shinku awakened, the other dolls start to wake up too. It turns out that the Rozen Maidens were made by Rozen to all fight each other for their artificial souls, and whichever doll has all the artificial souls that belong to the other dolls will become a girl named Alice and will get to see Rozen again, whom all the dolls call father. Rozen has presumably not been seen since he created the dolls, and it's never explained why he really ditched them, though obviously they explained it in the manga. Eventually we get 2 more dolls, and we find out why Jun stays in his room all day. Apparently, Jun just kinda had a mental breakdown one day because he couldn't keep up with school. I mean, in the manga, it's because someone exposed that he likes sewing, so he was bullied for it, but it kinda makes for more relatability if Jun just kinda broke down from the education system. It kinda hints that he was bullied for his breakdown, but they kinda lightly touch on that. With these 3 dolls, we go to rescue the 4th doll who's twins with the 3rd. Quite a crowded house. Now we have Hina Ichigo, Suisei Seki, and Sosei Seki. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Suiginto. Whoops. She's the first Rozen Maiden doll and has some kind of strange ego where she wants to break everyone and make herself feel perfect. She hates Shinku cause, well, Shinku is a princess type girl and stuff. The two have a few fights and it climaxes in the finale where they fight in Jun's mind for some reason. As I said, this series gets very weird. With this fight, Jun is apparently a type of person that can fix Rozen Maidens. It's explained in the manga, but they don't here for some reason. Anyway, Suiginto loses the battle and dies, but as she's dying, we see her flaw, which is definitely better in the manga. In the anime, Suiginto is missing her torso, which literally makes no sense, as unless she has a corset made of hard metal, she would not be able to stand up. Even if it's doll magic, that's still kinda stupid to just randomly miss a torso. And why is Suiginto unfinished despite being the first doll? This is kind of explained in an OVA that's hard to find called Overture, but the way Suiginto's flawed would make more sense for Kirikisho than it would for her, since she was the first, so Rozen would have delved all his time and passion into her first. Back to her flaw. In the manga, she is flawed as a Rozen Maiden doll, but her flaw is that the wings in her back we see are part of her body and causes big cracks in her back that are extremely painful for her. You know, as a doll collector, maybe some epoxy sculpt would have fixed that right up. Anyway, so the day is saved, Jun and everyone else returns to their slice of life antics. The end, until season 2, where things get Black Butler 2 levels of bullshit. Now, I glossed over a lot of details, some of which I can't even explain as I swear it needs its own video, but overall the story is pretty good to me. Yes, to some my description brings back Kotora-san vibes, but the drama isn't as serious, and they know how to perfectly balance comedy and darker stories in a way. Jun is a pretty complex character as he's pretty traumatized about what happened to him. He's overall a short-tempered kid who doesn't really want to put up with the BS, but overall develops to be quite a caring boy who really enjoys the company of the Rozen Maiden dolls who have helped him grow as a person. Shinku is the 5th doll and the spoiled princess type of girl who's a perfectionist. And you'd think hates her sisters, but in reality she's quite a caring doll who loves her sisters and doesn't really want to hurt any of them. Not to mention she's adorable with her love of a puppet show called Kun Kun. Hina Ichigo is the 6th doll and acts like the baby sister to all the dolls. She's really adorable and quite the obnoxious crybaby in the first episode she appears in, but later she's just as an innocent character who doesn't want to be alone. Suisei Seki is the 3rd doll and just the tsundere. Now, normally I hate tsunderes, but gosh, finally someone made a tsundere who isn't an intolerable, well, bitch. Not to mention she inspired the meme of Desu. Okay, so basically it comes from a form of speaking she does in the Japanese version and manga. The English dub kind of translate weirdly, so it's more like ending your sentences with yes. So Seiseki is my kudere 4th doll and I love her. She's my absolute favorite doll in the series and I just love her outfit and her design. Not to mention her arc is really interesting as well, but wow, I'm not gonna spoil it. I will say it's fucking weird though. Suiginto is the 1st doll and comes off like a bitchy cheerleader bully in high school, but you find out throughout the series that she's actually a very insecure character who just wanted to be loved for she was abandoned by her creator. If anything, she's the more realistic reaction to the dolls finding out that Rozen left them immediately after making them. Nori is Jun's sister and is just that kind of character who the other characters dump exposition on when Jun isn't around and just kinda there for the cause of any filler. I won't be talking about the dolls 2 and 7 for they appear in the 2nd season, so wait for my 2 cents until then. Sentai Filmworks did the dub for this, which was a shocker to me. I mean, I don't like to diss on a dubbing company, but if you've seen my Dramatical Murder review, then you know how I feel about Sentai Filmworks and their bad acting with dry dubbing for everyone, kinda like in the Clannad dub for Tomoya and Nagisa. I kinda just thought they were really awful dubbers and the worst of the big 3 dub names. I mean, the main cast did pretty good, though Suisei Seki made my ears bleed. Hina Ichigo's whining sounds like me when I find out Square Enix delayed another game because Tetsuya Nomura filled his plate with too much again. However, the main characters, Shinku and Jun, were voiced pretty well. And if you guys want nostalgia, Jun is voiced by Izzy from Digimon, so you can imagine the nostalgia there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm like the last human alive who still likes Digimon, but that's beside the point. You know, the art style kind of reminds me of Black Butler's first anime. I mean, sort of, but that's what it immediately reminds me of. This anime is obviously the quality of a really good anime from 2004, so just put your 2 cents in on that. I do definitely like the way they draw the joints in the dolls, considering they could have just been lazy and made lines. Instead, they chose to show the joints, and as a doll lover, that definitely got me excited. I do feel though that the art is lackluster in comparison to the manga. The manga's art is really soft coloring that looks like it was colored with soft watercolors and feather-like Copic markers. It's kind of hard to describe totally, but I definitely prefer the manga and 2013's art style for emulating the innocent beauty of the dolls than this anime does. The character designs are obviously unique, but I mean that's obvious enough. Rozen Maiden was number 3 on my top 5 anime list for a reason. Yes, there's filler. Yes, the dub is mixed. Yeah, the plot is pretty odd and everything else under the sun. But I absolutely love this series. I love the way the story handles a shut-in like Jun, all the dolls' development, the character designs, premise, and the soundtrack is always awesome. I highly recommend this series if you want to check out some classic anime. Though keep in mind this anime is from 2004 to 2006, so you probably are not going to find it in a very high quality online unless Rozen Maiden gets a revival, which causes the other series to get restored on Blu-ray. Honestly, the reason why this review took me so long, because I've been hinting at it for like, what, a year now, is simply because the story was just so hard to explain that I swear earlier in that script describing the story, I had to rewrite it 5 different times because I just wasn't happy with the way I was describing the story and the characters. Let's just say this script I did for this video went through a lot of rewrites, but if you guys have a positive reaction to this, then at least I know how I can format the review for the second season of Rozen Maiden. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any old or new subs would like to help support the channel in any way, then feel free to visit my Ko-fi page down below in the description, along with my social media tabs. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas or maybe want to talk about anime or something, then I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!